Hi, this is Srinithan, and I will be presenting on the marketing analysis on advertisement of Madam Flavor Tea. So, welcome to my presentation. So, firstly, let me present you on industry background. The Australian tea industry is experiencing robust growth with increasing demand for wellness-driven premium tea products. In 2024, the market was valued at approximately AUD of 656.56 million and is projected to surpass AUD of 1 billion by 2034. This expansion is driven by consumer preference for health-conscious options like herbal and specialty tea over traditional black tea. However, the sector is also facing challenges such as climate-induced crop pressures and global supply chain disruption, which lead to price increase across categories. Now, theory applied is P2, which stands for P stands for political, E stands for economic, S stands for social, T stands for technological, L stands for legal, and E stands for environmental, helps the marketers understand external factors influencing market dynamic. Now let's look at the business background. The Madam Flavor Tea is founded in 2008 by Corinne Noyes. Madam Flavor Tea is an Australian-owned tea brand known for its artisanal blend, sensory experience, and storytelling approach. The brand distinguishes itself with a strong focus on feminine aesthetics, mindfulness, and sustainability. Distributed through Coles, Woolies, and its official website, the brand appeals to emotionally attuned consumers who view tea as a ritual rather than just a beverage. And the theory applied is effective positioning helps create competitive advantage by associating a brand with a unique benefit and values in the target consumer mind. Consumer buying decision process. Madam Flavor's consumer journey aligns with the five-stage consumer decision-making process outlined by the Kotler. Consumers first recognize a need for emotional balance, wellness, or relaxation. They then seek information through social media, peer reviews, and packaging visual. Alternatives like T2 and Puka are considered before the final purchase. Decision is influenced by brand storytelling and shelf appeal. Post-purchase behavior is largely positive, driven by satisfaction with product quality, visual branding, and emotional resonance. Theory applied. This process explains how psychological, cultural, and social factors influence each stage of buying behavior. Decision categorization and involvement. Purchasing Madam Flavored tea is categorized as limited problem solving with moderate involvement, while it's more considered than routine tea purchase. It does not require high cognitive effort. The emotional and aesthetic dimensions of the brand increase perceived value, justifying its premium pricing and strengthening loyalty. Theory involved or theory applied involvement level shapes the information processing depth. Okay, now let's look at the advertisement analysis. The advertisement features calm visual, piano music, and poetic messaging that emphasizes the self-care and reflections. And it follows the AIDA model: attention, interest, desire, but there's a lack of strong action. The theory applied is AIDA models explain consumer engagement from awareness to purchase. Target market and its design relationships. Advertisement is clearly tailored to brands' target audience, women aged between 25 to 50 who are educated, wellness-oriented, and mindful consumers. The calm imaginary, poetic language, and soft color palettes resonate deeply with this group desires for tranquility and personal care. The visual align with the feminine identity and emotional needs, creating a strong psychological connection between the consumer and the brand. The theory applied is STP ensures marketing messages are directed towards well-defined segment, while perception theory explains how consumers assign meanings to brand stimuli. The eight platforms given is psychological focus. Madam Flavor T effectively uses a platform like Instagram, YouTube, and lifestyle blogs to reach its audience. This channel allows for rich visual storytelling, peer engagement, and community building. Its placements are typically timed during the period of race morning or evening to align with tree ritual and enhance message absorption. Theory applied. Effective media strategy aligned with the audience behavior. Ambience and branding. The aids ambience calm, reflective, and emotionally immersive. Reinforces Madame Flavor's brand identity. It aligns with the emotional branding theory, which suggests that brands can foster strong loyalty when they connect with consumers' deeper emotional narrative. The aid does not merely promote tea, it sells a state of mind. And we can see the theory applied. The brand equity is built not just through awareness but through meaning, connections, and consumer brand resonance. In addition to the AIDA theory, the advertisement aligns with the Maslow's esteem and self-actualization need, support emotional branding and identity marketing. The theory fulfilling high psychological need, the brand also utilizes emotional marketing by appealing to identity, value, and personal ritual. And theory applied the Maslow's theory, the Maslow's or hierarchy theory helps marketers understand psychological motivations, especially in health and lifestyle sector. Legal and regulatory context. The brand complies or the advertisement complies with the Australian consumer law, transparent labeling and ethical advertisement, no misleading claims or no use of non-corrosive language, and accurately present product quality. Packaging complies with the legal standard and including ingredient transparency and allergen declarations. Now let's look at the whether the advertisement is successful or not. The advertisement succeeds in building emotional resonance and brand affinity. It is visually cohesive, narratively consistent, and appeals to the psychographic traits of its target market. However, its effectiveness is hindered slightly hindered by the absence of clear call to action or product-specific future promotion. Engagement could be improved through interactive or direct purchase link. Now let's look at the recommendations and the gaps. Number one, we can add the QR codes for the wellness guides, include stronger calls to action. Third, broaden psychographic segmentation. Fourth, use perceptual maps and customer journey mapping. So how to collaborate or collaborations to increase the brand visibilities and audiences. Madam Flavor could collaborate with the wellness influencer, sustainable packaging innovators on mindfulness-based mobile apps. This partnership can enhance credibility, generate generate content, and extend reach into the wellness and co-conscious market. Okay, so with this, let's look at a few reflective statements or the points after doing this assignment. This project has enhanced my understanding of how branding, consumer psychology, and advertising theory interacts in the real world. I have gained insight into how emotional narratives and visual aesthetic can influence behavior more profoundly than price or futures. Moving forward, I aim to incorporate emotional branding, digital engagement tools, and ethical positioning in my future marketing strategy.